wonderful fall evening in Crete, Illinois, and I want to compliment you on your outstanding town. Of course, come out here 4 days a month to the Piatone Courthouse, and I handle Crete cases and the Eastern Village cases, and it's been quite an honor. I want you to know that the second 2 years out here, I volunteered. I got drafted the first time, but I re-upped twice. I love you folks out here. Crete is a quintessential American town of patriots, from your strong tradition of your F-men to your patriotism. And I thought before I'd finish my remarks, seeing all these American flags out tonight and celebrating a great day coming up in November, and our right to vote and our cherished freedoms through our Constitution. But freedom isn't free, and while we celebrate here and have a good time, a fellowship, there are men and women all over the world, particularly in the Middle East, that are standing on the frontier. And unless a man or a woman stands on the frontier of our great country and Western civilization with a rifle in a swamp, in a desert, out on a ship, freedom means nothing. So if we could have a moment of silence for all those warriors that are out there on the frontier, our sons, our daughters, the pride of our nation, and particularly our sons and daughters that will never come home, if we could give them a moment of silence and I appreciate that very much. We will continue to remember them. We remember them in court, because if you are an American on active duty service and I see your uniform in my court, you don't wait in an American court, you go to the front of the line. And whatever can be done to take into account your service to your country, and that includes our veterans from every war. And the thing about our veterans is that a true veteran really never brings it up. But I can tell by the way they stand, the way they address you in a formal manner. Sometimes I can tell by the particular age which conflict they served in, and we have to pry it out of them. But where we have an American veteran in our courtroom, that's taken into account. And because nothing happens in my courtroom unless Americans someplace else make it happen. But in any event, it's been a great honor and a pleasure to be your judge. I'm seeking elevation to the circuit court. My teammate, Judge Powers, as you can tell, we're best friends. We've been at this for 20 years. We fought the street gangs. We tried the murder cases together. We served our time. We're not asking to be promoted without a resume. We have a long history of service in our community, in the courtroom. We started at the bottom and worked our way to the top. We're not asking for a machine to promote us through some powerful ploy. We're asking to be promoted on our resume. That's all any American really wants, is judge me on my resume. I'll let it stand the way it is, and I'll let it stand with you folks. But you got a great community, and regardless of whether I get elected or not, I'll do everything I can to keep it that way. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Judge Nash. We're just going to play another song before we introduce to you our next guest. So just mingle.